Hi, and welcome to a new episode of Free to Thrive in Work and Life. I'm your host, Pascale Landriault, career and quality of life coach, helping clients from around the world to create fulfilling careers and lives by igniting their talents and their passions, building courage and confidence, and breaking free from the barriers that are keeping them from thriving. I'm still in Ubud, Bali. I've been here for a little over a year now, with a few ins and outs in other countries in Asia and back to Canada. I just can't seem to get out of the Ubud vortex. And I am meeting some extraordinary people here, out of which my guest today is Yulia. And Yulia is a Gong sound and healing energy channeler. And you'll hear all about that in a few minutes. I actually met Yulia not far from Ubud at an outdoor Olympic pool. And I was immediately attracted by her, how could I say, magical and angelic energy. And so, needless to say, I ended up at her Gong Sound channeling weekly event. And I just couldn't believe that such sound could come out of just one gong and one person. It was like a symphony was at play. I couldn't believe it so much that I actually had to open my eyes the first time and check. And it was just Julia and her gong. Anyway, I have been a regular since then. So thank you so much. I'm really happy that I met you and that we can talk to you a bit today about your story. So could you tell us a little bit about how you came to be where you are today?
Mm-hmm. So this is actually a long story, and it started many years ago. And before I start to do what I do now, I was working in
Was this in Russia? I forgot to tell you,
Yes.
but Yulia, you might have guessed, is originally from Russia.
St-Petersburgh. So I was working in office and graduated the University of Marketing and Economics, and I was trying to find a job according to this profession. I changed many jobs, many offices, trying to find maybe here I will be feeling satisfied with what I do. But actually, I was doing all these things, and I didn't feel with my heart like it was a salary, like stable. But inside my heart, there was really like wish that I want to do something which satisfy my heart, not only some social things. So in the last place of working like this, I start to asking myself, actually, why I'm here in this world like this? Why I come here? Who I am? And I think from these questions, my journey begins.
So how old were you about when you started?
I think I was 22, something, maybe 21. I don't remember. I'm not so good with numbers.
in that time, so it was right, like after you just started working, after your studies.
Yeah. So I was trying to look to find myself, and I finished with this working, and I start to travel. And first country I went was India, and then Nepal, the Himalayas. And when I went to this journey, I had intention inside. Like I was really wanted to know all these questions, to find the answer. I was asking to the universe, please, I want to know why I'm here, why I'm here. And during these journeys, many magical, like mystic things happened to me, which start to open myself slowly. I forgot to tell that I also before when I started to ask these questions, I start to make yoga, and it became really like helpful practice for me. So it was like meditation yoga. I was really focusing inside myself, trying to know myself better. So start to asking questions like this. So when I come back to Russia from this journey, I realized that I don't want to go back to office.
Yeah, I can imagine after that kind of a trip.
Yeah, and in Nepal, I had experience with one healer who was walking through the body. But body was like an entrance to more deeper layers, and I had this experience, and it opens me a lot. So I understand I want to do something like this. And when I come back,
so when you say and it opened you a lot, what are the signs? How did you know that it was actually opening you up?
Because I start to ask myself these questions. Because before I was living like like in programs of my parents,
the
like
conditioning that
of society, the programs of society, but not living from the heart. Living from the heart in some ways, but not in all. So like this. And when I come back to Russia from this journey, I start to study. I start to study different kinds of body works. I went to Vipassana. First Vipassana in my life, it was in St-Petersburgh actually. It was like Thai tradition Vipassana.
So Vipassana, for those of you who are not familiar with it, is a type of meditation. They have Vipassana meditation centers pretty well all over the world.
Yes. Yeah, many traditions, many kind of. For me, it was Thai tradition, like not going, and it was 3 days, only 3 days Vipassana. And I never meditate before, never. And first meditation, when I sit, it was very difficult for me. My brain was like, whoa, what do you do in many things? And I was really like little bit stressed, and I cannot do anything. But the second meditation in my life, I was intent in the beginning, like if I'm here, I should do. And I did it, I managed to get into this statement, meditative statement, through the technique of observing the breathing. And when I got there, in the statement, I feel some tissue behind my chest. And I went there with my attention. And I was there, I don't know how long. And then I started this block. Now I understand. That time I didn't understand what was there. Nobody told me like you can do like this. I think there was. I feel there was a memory inside my consciousness about these skills. So it started to be opening this block, and it was one of the first really powerful experience for me in my life. I start to crying. I see like I'm flying to the sky, the visuals. And the second part of this meditation, I just was crying, and it was purification. And after this happened to me, I was like, wow.
You're a different person.
What is the power of meditation? I realized. And I start to practice myself. Without teachers, without anybody, just every day explore this field. And that was the beginning. That was the beginning. So I realized that the human, it's not only physical body, that we something more like we
Wide.
wide,
Yeah.
wide.
Yeah. We're
It was
an energetical being
yeah,
inside.
yeah, and many
with the body inside of us versus the other way around.
Mm-hmm. So I think it was the first meeting with myself, and then the questions what I was asking before, the answers start to come. Yes, start to come, and I realized with all of my heart that I want to help people, that I want to share what I got. And after this meditation, also I felt like some kind of energy coming to me. I didn't know what is it. I just start to develop it by myself and to explore it, how it influence on me. I put my hands on me every day.
Yeah. So it's like there was a big opening, and you say behind the chest, it had something to do maybe with the heart, and then it's as if something had been blocked, and then it just opened up, and since then you've been able to feel more energy and
even now already through experience, I know that this was opening the memory of the soul. So we have many energetic centers, and here behind the heart we have the center which contains all information about soul journeys, like this. So now I realize what it was. Yes, and I started to develop it, explore it, and there was.
Were you still in Russia then? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it was in Russia, and there was a little bit doubts inside me that I can in the beginning, yes, this energy can help the people. And then I have a case. I was snowboarding in Russia, and I felt on my back pelvis, and it was really, really painful. And I was thinking like, okay, maybe now I can heal myself with this energy. And I started to channeling there this energy, and the pain gone.
Wow.
So for me, it was a sign that I can start to go this way.
And when you say channeling, what exactly is it, or what exactly do you do?
Now I do deeper. So my way is long, and I'm still learning. I'm still developing myself. I think every master, like if he stops to work with himself, it's like stagnation. So in the beginning, it was different understanding what I was doing. I should say what I feel now.
No,
yeah?
okay,
yeah. Sure. So now, what I do, channeling, it's meditation. It's a statement. I'm channeling the energies. I don't know. There is many names here. Higher self, higher spirit, higher consciousness. So
God.
So among people, we call it different ways. It doesn't matter. So this energy comes from there.
And it's pure.
Yes, pure. It's no traditions, no rules, just really like pure statement of consciousness and meditation, in which I connected with this higher consciousness, working with my attention, working with my intention, and channeling it through my heart and hands, for example. All from my heart and the sound. I walk distantly with the person, so I concentrate on person in meditation. But I'm just a channeler, so all the work is doing there. Yeah.
That's why it sounds like you're not alone when you're actually doing a gong sound channeling. Yeah. Okay. So how did you go from there to actually being in Bali and now working on a regular basis, doing these gong sound channelings and also distance healings? And I was very privileged to have a session with Julia on a distance healing, and it wasn't even through Zoom or Skype or online or over the phone. We just had a conversation over the phone. We hung up the phone, and she started to work on me, and I literally felt a blockage in. It was actually in the same spot, close to the same spot that it happened with
Why
you.
not?
And I, of course, when this happened, a bunch of things were, flashing through me. A bunch of emotions came through, and I could actually feel the physical release. And this was like with no technology, just energy from one point to the other across the city of Ubud.
Across the world, because for energy there is no distance and no time, actually. So, and when I got into this channeling meditations, for me, at this moment, no space and no time. So it can be like this. Actually, for people who start to meditate, it's a sign. These things, it's a sign that they get really into this state. Where is nothing.
So how did you go from that realization and that opening to actually doing it for a living on a regular basis here in Bali?
I started to do even before, but for example, with the Gong, I start to work here.
And why the Gong? Why did you choose the Gong, and why that Gong?
The Gong, I feel that I have really a strong connection exactly with this instrument, because there is many instruments in sound healing. But for me, from the first sound, when I hear the Gong, it was in St-Petersburgh. I just came to some yoga class, and after the yoga there was Shavasana, and I didn't know that there will be the sound. But when I lie down, some sound appears from somewhere, and I was like really like impressed. How to express it. And after the session, I was like, what it was. I want to see it. And I come to the girl who was playing this instrument and start to asking her. I was really, really impressed. And since that time, I was always looking the sound. So it was like the love from the first time.
Yes, like love at first sight.
Yes,
love is for sound. Love it for sound.
I really like music. And I like also other instruments. But what I feel, for me, the Gong is the most powerful sound. That's why I like it so much. So it gives really like deeper statement. But it's also important who is playing, what is statement of this person, what he or she is channeling, because it's so powerful. So if this person will play in some not centered statement, can damage also with the sound. So it's really important. The statement.
I guess the person actually being the channel has to get out of the way the person has to get out of the way.
Yes,
And just,
no person.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
in this moment, no person.
Mhm.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
So, how do you get from Russia to Bali now?
I get to Bali not from Russia.
No?
No.
Did you have a little stop on the way?
Yes,
Yeah.
many stops actually.
Yes.
Before Bali, I was traveling a lot. So it was like South America, Europe, India, Nepal, China, and actually I even didn't think about Bali, you know.
You didn't, and how did you end up here?
Just one of my friends, before I was living a little bit in China, and while I was living there, my friend already was here, and he was like, "You need to come here. You know, very nice place, very powerful land." And I come here, and I stay to live here.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a dream. Some people from Bali can say in this case, like, Bali called to me. You know?
Bali didn't call you, but you just can't get out of you can't get out of the vortex either, right? You're stuck. You're stuck in. So it's a choice. So that's a very very interesting story. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us before we close off, or anything about yourself, or any advice you would have for anyone?
Yes, I want to say to the people who, you know, still do something they don't want to do. Do something that doesn't satisfy their hearts. We are here for a reason, you know, everybody. Our souls come here to explore many experiences, to express different kind of energies. And yes, we always choosing. Yeah, we make a choice every day. So please trust in yourself, and please, if you have a dream, if you feel with all your heart you want to do something, but some fears, some doubts, need to start. Yeah, need to start. Because when I started also, I have many doubts and fears. But since when I open my heart and start to go this way, every door starts to open. You know, because the universe helps all the time. If you really feel something you want to do with your heart, please start to express yourself. That's what I want to say.
That is, I'm in total, absolute agreement with that. That is a very nice way to end it all.
And listen to your heart. Yeah, believe in yourself. This is very important.
I really believe that when you do follow your heart, like you said, like the doors open and it becomes more natural and more easy.
From the beginning, it can be a little bit like, for the mind, it can seems to be a little bit more difficult even.
Yeah, because the mind is the one that's kind of creating the fear and the doubt. And so once the heart wins, and then you still need the mind, but you know, as a servant or an assistant,
like an instrument.
Yes. Okay, well, thank you so much, Yulia. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.